Hello everyone, welcome back to Rayman Origins. In this part, we go from the desert of didgeridoos to the ice level. That the name I can't remember. Gormondland. There we go. Yeah, I'm smart. I know things. I decided to switch up characters every world just for some visual variety. You unlock a lot of cool costumes in this game, and I just wanted to show off some of them. Also, this guy has some funny dialogue for pretty much every character that you can unlock, which, like, some of it references Rayman 2 and 3 and some of it doesn't. So, like, I have no idea where the canon is supposed to be anymore. I don't think it matters. Yeah.
So, who are you going to play as this time?
I think I play as one of the teensies. Yeah, the Rayman cosplaying as the teensy cosplaying as Rayman.
Teensy Dark Magician.
Teensy Dark. No, the Dark Magician is the guy at the beginning of the levels who talks in Pig Latin. Which I think is just a really cute kind of thing that they did. I get that a lot of games like don't need full voice acting, but there's also there's a charm to like the gibberish speak that a lot of old games used instead of voice acting to save space. But it's like not as like high production value, so they have like fully voiced Pig Latin, which I just think is really funny.
I don't know. The funniest thing I've seen with that is I don't know the show, but someone took like a BBC tour show of the guy. It's just like going on vacation and saying, "What's here? What's this? What's that?" and all that. It's just they just turned the guy into a Banjo-Kazooie character. Who's like,
I hate Banjo-Kazooie gibberish speak.
I don't know. What? I have a soft spot for it.
I don't. I would rather it die in a fire.
That's very violent. Like, what is it about it that pisses you off?
Like, it goes beyond just being gibberish. It's literally just the same 3 sound bites repeated over and over. If you've heard one line spoken in Banjo-Kazooie gibberish, you've heard all of them. Like, yeah, literally
that's
all
the point. It's just supposed to be something other than like text beeps.
I would rather have text beeps. It would be more pleasing to the ears.
It depends. You never played Mega Man X5.
No, but from what I hear, Mega Man X5 has way bigger problems than its text beep woes.
I don't know. I feel like it adds something to the charm of the game. Like, there is some stuff like, yeah, like when you have the characters that just fart and burp, it is pretty juvenile. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a charm to whenever it's like, I don't know. It's a memorable part of those games for me.
I get what it's trying to do in that it's trying to give you an idea of the character's tone of voice, which is something that you would get in like Shining Force. Certain characters would speak in higher or lower beeps than the others, you know?
Yeah, like, a lot of text-based games do that. Ace Attorney, Dragon Quest does that.
Yeah, so like when Banjo talks and it's like it's trying to give you the impression of a lower sort of bumpkin sounding voice without actually having a bumpkin sounding voice to sound like a bumpkin with. But like what the
Oh, I screwed up was what was going on.
No. I was looking at the thing you were chasing. I saw that you screwed up, but it shrunk.
Yeah,
because each cage is using the fairy's power.
Yeah, and then you get the ability to shrink after you rescue her. That was what happened with the other two as well. The first one kind of just ran away from you, but you get the ability to attack after that, and the second one gives you the ability to hover. And so it was like hovering as it ran away. The shrinking is definitely the like most. I should not have been able to break her out of that, but whatever. Because I hit the ground and not her. Anyway, this is definitely the most situational one, where it's mostly just for this level where you change size. The other 3 you like actually use in normal levels, but it's still used in some creative ways, so I don't mind it. Are you gonna get that coin, Ted? The one that's right there. No. Come on.
I don't think past you knows how to get it.
No, I'm on the right track. I'm just doing it on the wrong side of the thing. There is also ice physics, so I hope I'm not being like you have some pity on poor old me.
What do you mean you didn't do it perfectly first try?
This game's hard. I should also mention.
But we are the professional gameplay channel. We need to do everything right the first time.
I know, right? Ooh.
Sensing a lot of bitterness.
Yes.
I'm not denying it.
Yeah, listen. Doing BrainScratch comms has taught me that I'm a terrible backseat gamer, and it's something that I try to keep a mind on and not do as much, but it's hard. I understand that it's hard to not correct somebody or like say, oh, you should have done it like this because like they've never played the game before. How are they supposed to know that? Like, no, shut up. Stop being whiny and a bitch. But it's like,
see, this is why I don't do blind shit anymore on Twitch, because people can't let that shit go.
It's like, I get the urge and I get that it's hard to resist, but it is like the most annoying thing.
The only thing I'll ever call someone out on is like the rare instance on Twitch where I see someone like standing there theorizing what something could be or what to do instead of just picking it up and seeing what it does. It's like in the 5 minutes it took you to just try to reason out what this little thing on the floor could be, is like you could have just picked it up and seen.
Well, like, it's tempting if you've already played a game to like want to see it played perfectly, but like it's okay that I missed the breakable barrel on the dock battle in Shining Force 3 because all I missed was a low tier accessory that would have helped in the early game, but didn't really. Like I'm not.
No,
losing
Lewis, you have to
anything.
get 100 out of 100 nobles in 9. It's totally worth it.
It's okay that I saved the archer and recruited, and I'm gonna be recruiting him in scenario B instead of letting him die so that I get the gunner instead. The gunner probably sucked anyway. If it's anything like Shining Force 2, his movement range is crap. But I do like silhouette levels.
Yeah, so like I remember when Donkey Kong Country Returns came out, just like, look at these silhouette levels, they're gorgeous, and I'm like, Rayman Origins is doing literally the exact same thing. Okay, sure. I am camp. I don't get what the big deal about Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze is. Like, they're good.
Tropical Freeze, I somewhat get. Returns is not a particularly...
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I'm not going to say, like, oh, it's a terrible game.
Donkey
it's like,
Kong Country Returns is kind of just a basic-ass Donkey Kong Country game.
With bad motion control forced onto it, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're playing that game, play the 3DS version.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that just makes the roll button, right?
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country Returns is a legitimately fun and varied game, and it has the added benefit of having like all the playable characters. So
yeah, so like I'm not trying to say that game's bad. I just don't get what makes it so special. And maybe, you know what? I get that a lot of people probably could say that about this game and be like, "Oh, what makes this game so special?"
Yeah, so I'm more or less the same way. It's like, it's a very polished, well-made game. I do not think it's like, oh, it's one of the best 2D platformers ever made in all of existence. Like, no, I don't see that.
I like how all the characters want to be the fat Viking lady, and nobody wants the skinny axe dude.
Well, because it's just player 1 and player 2.
Yeah, but every player 1 chooses the Viking lady.
It is actually really cute if you do have 4 players. The order of like which one chooses which spot is determined by who got the most lumps. And players 3 and 4 are kind of like popping out the side, like waving their hands like you're taking a picture at an amusement park. And it's just really cute. This game just has a lot of really good charm for it. Anyway, the point I was trying to make about this game being hard is just that I am cutting out a significant amount of deaths in this playthrough because nobody has time to watch me fail at the same challenges over and over again.
I like how in dashing through the snow they spell through THRU.
All right, just to give all you folks some context here, after all of the editing, my playthrough of this game took me roughly, I would say, 5.5 hours of game time. Now, if I go into my folder of raw recordings that are unedited and stall as I individually select them all so that I can look at the properties, there's about 3 hours of deaths that I edit out of this playthrough. And that just goes to show, especially when you get to the later levels in this game, it is quite hard. I do show some of my dying, just because I do want to, like, show where the game does get tricky. But I made the executive decision of I will never show an area more than me dying more than 3 times at any one given obstacle.
I was sure that you were done for there, but you managed to get out of it.
This game, the movement in this, I also cut out if I ever like take forever on something like there. The movement in this game, that's part of why I think this game is so good. It's the movement. The movement in this game is so slick and smooth.
It kind of reminds me of when I was playing Sonic GT, and I went flying into a pit, and I thought I was dead, but I landed on like a ledge on the side of a building or something, right? And I was like, oh, well, did I get stuck? Did the developers like leave in a soft lock or a potential like place where you have no option but to die? But I still managed to like jump my way back up to the level.
Yeah, and it's just stuff like that. You have a lot of control over your momentum. You can save yourself from situations that feel unsavable, like because you can do a like wall jump kick hover to very slowly, somewhat Mega Man X style single wall jump. It's hard to do, and it doesn't always work because sometimes like the walls aren't situated well enough, or there's moving platforms, so like there's just not enough time. So it allows for a lot of really fun spots where there are like points where you were like, how did I save myself there? And it's just really exciting to have those kinds of moments.
That's kind of the thing that I like, and also kind of the reason I don't like Mega Man X wall jumping, because like I don't like the idea of wall jumping becoming as simple a solution to a platforming problem as, say, flutter flying in Kirby games.
Yeah, this game never expects you to wall jump. Single wall jump, I should say. But it's something that can be done if you know what to do in some situations, which I think is a good spot to have it. Whereas in Mega Man X, it's more just kind of a tool to get through levels. With the side note of bottomless pits usually aren't a problem in Mega Man X, to the point where Ryan and John, you would know this more than I would because I haven't played those games as much. They basically kind of got rid of bottomless pits almost entirely in the X series, didn't they?
Earlier ones, sure, they weren't as prevalent.
Pits. Sure, spikes no.
Yeah. Also, once you get to X5 and X6, there definitely are.
Those games are bad, so you know that makes sense.
So X5 is not bad. X5 is there. I wouldn't call it bad.
The only time I would really remember bottomless pits in like X1 through 4 are usually like an optional challenge to get like a light capsule or something. Like say in Crystal Snail, where you have to do the ride armor boost.
Yeah, that's something, but that's just something that they were fairly common in the classic Mega Man games, because it's just like bottomless pits were in 2D platformers at that time. They just kind of were there. Mario had them, so
yeah, like
missing a jump should make you die.
Like
was
the only series that went light on them at around that time, as far as I know, is Sonic, because Sonic had other ways to fuck with you. But
yeah, there's like some in the classic games, but not a lot.
Yeah, they usually only appeared in the sky levels, where it made sense.
Yeah, that is definitely something that the 3D games and more modern games leaned on a lot more. Yeah, especially like Sonic Rush,
because a bottomless pit was a lot easier. A bottomless pit was a lot easier to render than like an actual background to a level.
Yeah, but even then, I'm thinking of like, well, bottomless pits also just are kind of more necessary in a 3D game than a 2D game, because there's another dimension's worth of space. But like I'm thinking of like the advanced games and Sonic Rush, and there's definitely a good amount more bottomless pits in both of those.
Yeah.
Both of those games.
Every level had bottomless pits in Advance too. Jesus.
Maybe not the first zone.
I'm trying to think of it. Maybe not the first zone, but definitely everything afterward. Like,
yeah, I haven't played that game in a long time. If I want something that's going to be about that level of flashiness and speed versus more dedicated like jump on stuff platforming, I'd rather go all the way to the other end and play Rush, where it's just absolute nonsense, versus a weird middle ground, which is Advance 2 and 3 for me.
yeah, that's fair.